How did I find out I had a passion for ice cream? Well, my family and I worked in the food business for about 4 years before we started to delve into the dessert game. We do a good job making people's dinners awesome, and so after dinner they want dessert. And so the best pairing we could figure out with barbecue was ice cream. And so we got some of the equipment in, some of the ingredients in, and I began working in a very small space on just a couple of flavors. And almost right away, I knew I loved it. So we purchased the house next door to the restaurant, tore it down, and built what is now the creamery where I do all my magic and sell my ice cream. So it's really been an awesome family journey. There are a lot of things that separate different ice cream brands from each other. We selected, when we first started testing, a super high butterfat base that lends itself to a more super premium ice cream. Aside from that, a lot of it has to do with temperature and air. So when you make ice cream, you're just whipping air into milk and cream, and then using temperature to suspend that air as quick as possible, ideally. So we are a super premium, low overrun, small batch creamery. All of those keywords, I think, is what separates our products from the next guy. It's like a lab in my building. I have scales and I have temperature gadgets. I was a science major, so it's what brought me to this biz. I've learned a lot and I got a lot more to learn. My time at Kent State prepared me to run my business in a ton of ways in the classroom and outside of the classroom. Part of what makes Kent State special, I think, is its community and where it's located. I was very much a Kent local. I worked at a local coffee shop and I found passion in helping people, I guess, have a better day. And inside the classroom, I would see some of the same non-traditional students that I saw at work in class. And so that was really cool because it felt like I was really meant to be there and was wanted there. Aside from that, my parents graduated from there and they always said that the vibes were good, and they are good. We run 10 flavors year-round, and it took us about a year to figure out those 10. We have your chocolate, vanilla, butter pecan, some of the standards that people are expecting when they come to an ice cream shop. And then we get weird, and that's where really the fun happens. We have a super dynamic, always changing menu. This awesome new flavor of ice cream, Black Squirrel, it's an espresso base, really nice, rich, robust coffee flavor. There's a caramel streak and a cinnamon streusel, just for a little bit of crunch. How ideas are generated for flavors, they come in all of the best ways. Some of them come from customers, and I love that. And oftentimes that ends in a deep dive YouTube spiral. I have a couple of books that I reference if I want to work with an ingredient that I know isn't typically in ice cream. And that's part of what our brand does, is makes unique ideas come to life in a good way. Participating in the greater Warren community, rejuvenating the West Side, those are some of our biggest passions. It's, of course, producing a product that people love to eat and providing a good place for people to work. I know I'm making an impact, and that's what I went to school to do too. I wanted to teach kids and make an impact in just one kid's life. My team is all teenagers, so I kind of get the best of both worlds. When I was almost done, I was student teaching like 3 days of the week. And I remember at that point, I was like, I'm commuting for teaching, I'm commuting for barbecue and ice cream. I'd much rather do the latter. So I called my instructor and my advisor. And I was like, what do I do, guys? I'm kind of having a crisis here. And both of them supported me. And were like, yeah, go do that and come back, give me a call. So I still plan to. What's next for Cockeye Creamery is growth and an exciting journey with my family and with my team. So we're looking forward, and I'm making plans to sell to other businesses, grocery stores, restaurants, etc. My dad always says, learn how to do one thing perfect every time, and then go on to the second thing. So that's how I'm operating the business. We're mastering one thing at a time and taking it slow. And I'm young, I have time to grow, but growth is imminent.